I've got me bodkin point arrow, me crescent moon and me swallowtail broadhead. 3 different types of arrows. My target is going to be my good mate Hedward over here, who is lovingly named after our comely king Edward II. First things first, I'm going to string me bow using the push-pull method. Nice and easy, just like that. She's all strung, the string is nice and tight. It's time to go and loose some arrows. So Hedward is in position, he's 30 metres away, and we're going to start with the bodkin point arrow. Hit the post. That wasn't my intended target, but still, cracking shot. Nearly ripped me bloody fletching off, look. An impressive shot, but hitting the post is not scoring a goal, so we go again. Right, Hedward lad, you're having it this time, sunshine. Oh, shove that. Straight through his neck. Right through jugular. Don't worry about Hedward though, he's hard as nails, he can handle it. Now I'm moving on to the swallowtail broadhead, and I've reduced the distance to around 20 metres because it's a damn sight trickier to be accurate with these particular style broadheads. But nevertheless, let's have it. Took the lad clean off his feet. Socket forehead. That is a kill shot if I've ever seen one. So as we can see, the swallowtail broadhead has fully penetrated its target, and when we try to remove the shaft, we can also see that the arrowhead is doing its job and the little barbs are preventing the arrow from being removed from the wound. So I'm afraid, Hedward, that's stuck in you for the time being. He'll be alright. And now I move on to the crescent moon arrow, also known as a splade. And I'm going to keep the distance at around 20 metres because this arrow, just like the swallowtail broadhead, is fairly difficult to maintain accuracy with. Oh, took his head off, poor lad. It's completely knocked Edward off his feet. My shaft is over there, and the arrow is embedded in poor Hedward's face. Well, I don't know about you, but I reckon this lad has had enough punishment for one day. I'll get him to Royal Surgeon.
But check these. Look at this. I mean, look at the detail. And a lot of these things, like this one, for example, right here, if you can see that, that used to have mercury in it. And these were placed up on top of homes. And then you have all these beautiful, I mean, look at the detail of this. The most interesting thing when you get into this topic is that the first thing that's always removed from an old world building are the antennas. If you look at all of, let's take all the Capitol buildings, all the political buildings, what do they got on top? Some sort of antenna. What's the first thing that's always removed? The antenna. Certain spins, like we talk about with electroculture, different types of coils. And as somebody just said, like the sail of a ship.
So what happened was the Phoenicians were great in trade and law writing. So they were the first ones to write maritime and admiralty law and commerce. The law of the oceans, not the law of the land, common law. There's 2 laws. One is the law of the land where you stand on, your nation, its laws, its customs, you follow those. Maritime law is the law of the oceans where vessels go upon it. Then the law in those vessels is admiralty laws because you've got an admiral in the ship and he's floating the ship. So all the people on the ship, they are now in admiralty law, which is under admiralty law, which is from the Vatican. Because the Venetians, who put themselves on an